शेयर करना.
Before we start the podcast, guys, just want to tell you guys about the new video format we're introducing. The person with the most liked comment on this video will have a chance to feature on one of the upcoming episodes. We'll have a short segment with you guys, so make sure to comment down below. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Fronty Podcast. Today, we'll be giving our Premier League predictions of the 2021 season. Here we go, guys. So we have seven tiers.
Just to explain how this will go, so we have 7 tiers, like Krishna said. First are the top 4. We'll have the first team which we think will win the Premier League, second, third, fourth. Then we have Europa League, which is the 5th and 6th team. European Conference, nobody cares about it. I'm kidding. So European Conference is 7 team, 8th and 9th are the challengers, and mid-table is 10 to 14. And the teams who are under water or relegation battle, and then we got relegation zone, the teams that will go down to the championship. And just in case you guys don't know, the newly promoted clubs are Norwich, Watford, and Brentford. So for the past, I mean, obviously we'll assess them on the championship performance, and also in the past 2 game weeks, Norwich has obviously been getting destroyed by every team they've played till now. And what about Watford? I haven't really paid attention how they've been.
Man.
Yeah, I think Brentford's the one that's standing out from the 3.
Yeah.
They beat Arsenal 2-0.
Yeah, beating the shittiest London team.
So first we got Man City.
Top 4 without a doubt. I mean,
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they'll make top 4.
I mean, none of us support City, but definitely they're definitely title contenders, and they obviously haven't had the best start, but their run of fixtures ahead are pretty good, and City can cope up, because last time also they won like that series of games that helped them obviously come in the top 2 position. So second we got United. So what do you think, Krishna?
again, bro, top 4. I'm definitely, honestly, I'm not going to say we're going to win the league, but top 3, definitely. Top 2,
Yeah.
3.
But
United
why do you have that uncertainty in you as a United fan that you won't win the league? Like,
Bro, there's Manchester City. Like, you know how they're playing.
No.
They have greatest now.
The only
I mean,
advantage,
I'm just being realistic.
I would say the only advantage, obviously, like Man City has the money advantage, but they obviously Pep Guardiola is more tactically sound than someone like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because
no, but yeah, even if you don't look at the managers, man, don't you think City's made 2 outstanding transfers this season
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
might obviously help them win this title?
Yeah, but even United has made 2 amazing transfers this season, Sancho and Rafael Varane.
Varane could essentially transform the whole United team, like, to a team that starts getting clean sheets. So if we are able to do that, I think we do have a chance at the title. But let's see.
But again, I mean, obviously, we've kept them in the top 4. But I think that factor that United don't have to win the league is that obviously that now that they focus so much on their defense is good. Their attack, specifically the front 3, is excellent. I mean, midfield I think is the one concern that every United fan has.
Defensive
Bro,
midfield.
are you
Defensive
kidding?
No,
Not
do you really think Fred and McTominay stand out as 2 midfielders? If you look at, let's say, Chelsea's, you got Kante and Jorginho. They're nowhere near Kante and Jorginho. So even like that CDM, I think, is where they should have spent money instead of getting an attacker. Going on to the next teams, man. We got Liverpool. Definitely
again.
title contenders, but I mean, again, if you look at Liverpool's team, I mean, obviously, everyone's saying that Liverpool didn't make transfers, they didn't get anyone in. I mean, we did get Konate in, but the biggest, I think, relief for every Liverpool fan is the fact that obviously they have Van Dijk and their defense back, and also the fact that they're able to renew their contracts so well. They got Alisson back, they got Robertson back, they got Trent back, and Van Dijk, and now I think they're working on Salah's contract. So I think that's the bonus point or brownie point for all Liverpool fans. And also the way Liverpool works is, I mean, they make transfers, but they keep it, really silent, and no one really talks so much about Liverpool's transfers, because obviously we don't make big transfers, and also because it happens so fast.
Yeah, that's where I think Klopp is a very good. I think Klopp's strong suit is finding players who are not as big at the time. I think developing him into something really big, like Van Dijk when they signed him from Southampton, even Mane for that matter. They were like decently known, but they weren't like everyone knows who they are. types. Like everyone who's a football fan knows who Varane is, and everyone who follows football knows who Sancho is. But
Yeah.
even when they got Salah from Roma, I think no, they bought him from Chelsea only. He was on loan
Chelsea.
at Roma.
No, they got Salah from Roma.
Roma?
Yeah,
Acha,
they got Salah from Roma, man.
Wasn't he at loan on Roma? Like, was he on?
No, he was. I mean, technically he was in loan at Roma, but yeah, you can say Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right?
So
So next we got Chelsea. Man, what do you have to say?
top four. Just put him in there. Champions League winner.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
we got Chelsea also up there, but I mean, they did win the Champions League. But what do you expect this season's, man? What new do you think Chelsea can offer, and what else do you think they have this time that they didn't have last time?
Okay, like if you see, I've seen like almost every game in the last season they had, but the since Tuchel has come, the strong suit has always been like the passing and dribbling. Like I think we had the most passes last season. The only thing is that we didn't have a good conversion rate last season because of that German kid. So so now I think that Lukaku's here and he's had a solid performance in his debut.
Yeah, I think what Chelsea needed was that serial goal machine. And I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, Werner was an excellent striker, but he wasn't able to convert. And now that Lukaku's here and he showed it in the game as well, that he has that in him. So, yeah. Now, moving on to Leicester. I mean, last time also they finished in Europa League only, right?
Did they? Yeah, they did.
They
Yeah,
got
Europa.
Wait, have they made any new transfers this season?
I think they got
They
Vestergaard.
got Vestergaard. What a signing!
I think I wouldn't say Conference League. Yeah, I think
I
Europa
would
League.
say Conference League.
Yeah.
No, I think for me personally, I think obviously Leicester have that potential in them to make it a Europa League, but also I think moving on to the next team, obviously, but I think Spurs as well. I think under Nuno, I think Spurs can be a deadly team, and you saw that against City as well, because the way Nuno manages them will be something to watch, and let's wait and watch because I think Spurs can definitely burst onto this team.
But on the counter, if you see that last season for a large part of the towards the end of the season, they had Bale, who's like obviously an amazing world class El Clasico level player, who's proved himself again and again. So they had that support from him, and they obviously had Harry Kane, which we don't know the situation yet. He might be leaving, he might be there.
So also I think Daniel Levy is completely like ruining his career because I mean if you're getting offered 150 million for a player. I mean, firstly, obviously, Kane is that one essential player that stands out for Spurs, and also the fact that the amount of money, he can make so many transfers, he can completely rebuild the team if he wants, but he's still holding on to Kane, man. Let's see what.
I mean, but he genuinely wants to leave, and especially if you're getting 150 million. Look what Aston Villa has done with 100 million from Grealish. They've had like arguably the best transfer window.
And especially this 150 million time is, I mean, this particular season that Kane had last time, he got the golden boot and he got the most assists. You never know, maybe in the coming season he might drop in form. So, I mean, if he drops in form, his price will also drop simultaneously. So then that might be a big, disadvantage for Levy, and that might be something that you want to look into.
So where do you want to put Spurs and Leicester then?
So first, let's look at Leicester. What do you guys think? I mean, I think they should still be in the Europa League.
Okay, let's put them in Europa for now. We can change it later if you want.
Yeah.
And
moving on to Spurs.
I think Conference League.
I think Conference League, yeah.
Are you guys sure?
Because the team that's next is West Ham, and I have really, really high hopes from them this
season. But again, with West Ham also, like their start of the season was pretty average. Like nothing really stood out. I think it's the time when Lingard came in on loan. The way he transformed the attack and the goals that he got for them helped them, come in that.
Antonio's performance yesterday.
Yeah. And Benrahma's taken up that Lingard's role in the midfield. So
and there's still a possibility that they re-sign Lingard.
Yeah. So that's what, if Lingard does come back, I think Benrahma will be sitting on the bench. But I still don't think they'll make it to the Europa League. Maybe somewhere in the 7th, 8th.
Yeah. I think it'll either be Spurs moving to Europa League or West Ham.
So as of now, where do you want to put the Hammers, guys?
Hammers, we can put them.
I think Hammers will be somewhere around here, this region,
Yeah.
Battling between either conference or maybe coming up to the Europa. So is it fine if we put Hammers like right behind?
Or actually just put Spurs in Europa League and we can put
put Spurs in Europa.
West Ham in conference. Yeah. I think that's fair. Okay, moving on to Arsenal. I would say.
I'm not even
mid-table.
gonna lie. I think they might get relegated. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
No,
I have that feeling,
no.
that gut feeling in me.
Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan and I have like disliked Arsenal. I don't hate any club per se, but yeah, except for Liverpool, they're shit. But I don't think they're gonna get relegated. They're gonna be mid-table, in my opinion.
I think mid-table as well. Yeah, they'll either pick it up mid-season or this guy will get sacked. Arteta will get sacked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
'cause-
Arteta gets sacked and they bag someone big, like a manager who actually knows, like who's tactically sound, then they might be
Yeah.
able to, because they don't like the players. They have like Gabriel Martinelli, they have Saka, they have Emil Smith Rowe. They're all good players, but except for the
Very
defense.
young squad that.
Yeah, except for the defense. The defense is dog shit. But other than that, they can like again they can do the Man United route and like try to get more goals and win matches.
And I think Pepe also, they got him from like 80 to 90 million, right? I think he's also slowly coming back into form. You know, if you see his previous games, I think he's slowly getting up there.
Yeah, he dedicated.
But as
his
of now, I
penalty.
think mid-table would be, I mean, apt for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So now moving to Leeds, guys. Last time, though, they completely burst onto the scene and finished what, 9th or 10th, right?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure exactly.
Yeah, which is actually really good considering they just came from the championship that season.
Yeah.
Yeah, they performed extremely well.
And the way
So-
they hold that like high line against all teams, I think I remember there was a game against I think United only last season, which was a very close match, and it was like very good to watch because they play very good football. I think like
Very
in the
attacking.
next 5 years they have a chance at the titles. I think if they like manage it decently.
I personally really like Leeds keeper also, Ian Meslier. Extremely young, but he's also really talented.
Definitely.
Chal, so guys, where do you think we should put Leeds? In the 8th or 9th or mid-table? Where do you think will be suitable for
I
you?
see them in the mid-table only.
I see them there as well. Yeah.
Wait, when we put them in the mid-table, you think they'll be ahead of Arsenal or behind them?
100%.
All right, so we'll put them here. Now coming to Everton,
Everton. How they started off the season?
I think they won 1-0 against Wolves.
But
They've had a good start of the season. Yeah.
yeah, but I think it's kind of unfair to judge because their most like dominant star player, like Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, are the two ones.
Dominic.
Yeah, but Dominic's injured right now, so he isn't playing. So
No, he came on. He was playing in the second match against Southampton.
Yeah, so I mean they won their first game against Southampton 3-1, and Richarlison's back in form, and they tied second against Everton 2-2. So I mean, and I think the reason that Everton were, everyone was anticipating Everton to not perform was because all the fans gave so much hate to Rafa Benitez because he's coming from Liverpool and everything. So I think that was one of the reasons. But also, this Everton team, they have a really, really strong team, but no one really realizes that. But yeah, I mean the keeper also Pickford, he played exceptionally well in the Euros. So let's see, because I personally think that like last time we had Leeds, who really came into everyone's eyes and everyone thought was an excellent team. I think Everton will be the Leeds this season. I mean that's what I feel.
Even I think so. They'll be definitely in top 7 challengers soon.
yeah,
Top 7.
We can put them in like challenger. Yeah.
All right. So moving to Aston Villa.
Aston Villa.
Villa obviously they've lost Grealish, so which was their star player, 7-2 Liverpool. I just like to remind me of that.
No, so Villa also, I mean, first game they got absolutely thrashed. I mean, I wouldn't say they got thrashed, but they played well against Watford. And particularly one player who everyone was, really looking forward to was the signing of Buendia. And I mean, he hasn't really done anything till now, but let's see.
But
I think like the transfers they made, as I said, Pele were fabulous. Even with Danny Ings, the way he just come onto the scene, that overhead kick you saw. I think as a Grealish replacement, he's fabulous. He's gonna blow it up.
Yeah, and isn't Buendia? Didn't Buendia get injured? I don't think he played the first match.
No, he played both the games.
He did. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think even Tyrone Mings, even he's been playing really well.
He's been class. They have an overall very good team. Even with Emi Martinez at the back, he's like over the last 2 years he's been a brick wall. So they are again like this season also they have a very, very good chance.
Yeah. I think we can put them along with Everton for the challengers.
Yeah, I
that's fair.
Everton. All right.
Newcastle.
So now coming to Newcastle.
I think I see them either at the end of mid-table or like 15th, something around that. Because as much as I like Saint Maximin, who's like a beast and on the ball, but I see them in the relegation battle.
I see them in the battle as well. Yeah.
So I mean, last time they finished in the mid-table area, but because of the competition this season, I think they'll be forced to come down to the relegation battle area.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we all disagree on this, and let's just put them in the relegation zone, the relegation battle. Sorry, my bad. Now coming to Wolves.
Also known as the also known as the mini Portugal.
So last time also Wolves and Newcastle, they were pretty much in that same table. They were like in the same area in the table. I mean, Newcastle finished 12th, Wolves came 13th. And this season, I mean, they lost one of their biggest things. They lost Nuno Espirito, and he was the one who was, I think, that one thing that they have that was holding their team together and keeping them strong from obviously dropping in the position in the league, and also like I think he kept the players' morale extremely high. So
yeah, they do have good players though. They do have good players like Rui Patricio in goal and Nelson Semedo, who's also another good player.
So they are very good, but I'd say it's tough for me to decide between mid-table and relegation battle, honestly.
Yeah, I would say I see Brentford being in the mid-table more than them. So I think that we should put them in the relegation battle.
Yeah, sure.
So in the relegation battle, right?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to Crystal Palace.
Again, Wilfried Zaha, an absolute baller, but and even Van Aanholt is a good player, but again, they don't have that. I don't think they have.
So even Crystal Palace, like Wolves, even they lost. Roy Hodgson had been with them for like how much, like 20,
very long,
a really long time, and with the loss of Roy Hodgson, I think we at a severe disadvantage till a certain point. I mean, who's the new manager? Not too sure about that guy.
Oh, it's that guy only. Who comes on who's that broadcaster? What's his name? Roy Vieira.
Oh no, Patrick
Vieira.
Yeah. So
you know that he was a player, right?
Yeah. He played for Arsenal only.
So yeah, but he hasn't been that good lately, has he?
I think they've also been getting thrashed by everyone. So like, let's forget their past, like game week 1 and 2 performances. Like, where do you guys see them later on towards the end of the league?
Again, it's a bit boring and cliched answer, but in the battle.
In the battle,
right? So yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys. I think the relegation battle would be fine.
Southampton. They had that one player that kept them somewhat mid-table last season, which was Danny Ings.
Dude, I honestly think Southampton might be in the more maybe they'll be in the relegation zone, because Southampton lost Danny Ings, they lost Vestergaard, they lost Minamino, they lost 3 of their key players. I mean, Minamino didn't play much for them, but they lost 3 of their key players. And yeah, I mean, I honestly see Southampton in that relegation battle, and maybe Wolves up in the mid-table. Would you guys agree with that?
So Southampton is definitely not in the mid-table for me. It's either, I'd say, relegation battle as well, but I don't know who to push up in.
We're putting too many people in the battle. I think we should put them down in the zone, because they do have that threat this season. As much as it feels bad to say, because they've been a mid-table club, and they just lost everyone. They haven't been doing well. So I would put them in the zone. But you guys say what?
Put them in the zone.
The zone? I don't think so, dude. Honestly, I think Crystal Palace is more to be in the relegation zone than Southampton. Because I don't know, man. I just got that gut feeling.
We can switch.
Let's be honest. None of us watched their matches anyway, so we're just going with like the highlights or whatever we've seen.
Yeah. So then we can put Southampton in the battle and then Palace down in the zone. I think that's a good thing. We can put Crystal Palace in the zone and Southampton in the battle.
Yeah. Crystal Palace in the zone.
We can switch it later if we want.
Yeah. Now coming to Brighton.
Definitely a mid-table for me, bro.
Mid-table?
Yeah. They've been class.
I mean,
Have they though?
Graham Potter's like a solid manager, bro.
they have gotten Ben White in. They have, I mean, Murphy's
Out.
back in form. They have lots of
Okay.
good players. I mean, Brighton also they have excellent players. Murphy, Trossard, all these guys.
But I honestly think they'll touch it. They'll be a mid-table team. What do you guys think?
I would
You
put
know,
them in the
I think we've got too many teams in the relegation battle in zone phase, so we have to like push someone up. So I think maybe Brighton should be up in the mid-table. Or I personally feel like Wolves should
Wolves,
be.
yeah, push Wolves up.
I think we
Wolves
should maybe
should be.
put Wolves here and maybe get Brighton somewhere here. Does
Yeah.
it make
Yeah.
sense to you guys?
That
Yeah.
sounds much.
Cool. Burnley, I would
Yeah,
put them in relegation zone.
I'd
No. I honestly think the way Sean Dyche is managed Burnley last season also, like he's really like saved. I mean, I think he's been with them for the past 7 seasons or something.
mad.
And yeah, dude, I don't think they'll get in the relegation zone, but they'll probably be definitely not mid-table, but probably in the relegation battle.
Okay, let's get to Burnley later. Let's talk about Norwich first.
Norwich is getting relegated.
Because their entire attack was based on the chemistry between Emilio Buendia and Pukki, and now Buendia is not there.
Yeah. Even this youngster Todd Cantwell, even he is even he is excellent.
But
so I mean, I think Watford as well. I think they'll be in this relegation zone.
I actually see
only thing is
Watford actually do have a chance at mid-table though, in my opinion, because they do have class players like Ismail Sarr and all.
I can't see them mid-table. I think maybe definitely in the relegation battle. Personally, I think we should maybe push something like Southampton up here and get Brentford over here. Does that make sense to you guys?
No, I would put Brentford over Southampton though, because Brentford has been very class.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Against Arsenal.
But that too against Mayan, that's only one game that we're looking at, right?
Yeah, we don't want to be too major.
Even Ivan Toney in the championship has been really good, so you can't really argue against it, but
it is a good shout. Yeah, Brentford is definitely a good shout.
That'll be too close.
Yeah, but I don't think it's realistic, I would want them to be mid-table, but I don't think it's realistic. We can swap them in Southampton though. Oh, we have to put one more club in the mid-table.
One more in mid-table.
Bump Southampton up. Put
Southampton does it.
Southampton up.
And only in relegation battle. Are you sure?
I would say Watford has more of a chance for relegation battle than Burnley.
Yeah, I mean, and at the end of the day, we all want to see Watford staying up. Cycling GK, if you're watching this, comment below.
So I think just for the cycling GK fact, I think I just put relegation battle over here and Burnley somewhere.
Sounds good.
So are you guys satisfied with this? Does it seem alright to you?
I'm quite satisfied.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, all the experts can judge us on our ball knowledge by this.
You'll probably get thrashed in the comments.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in for our Premier League predictions, and drop your suggestions below. So signing off.